The markets explode on Fed news. It's Wednesday, December 18th, 2013. The Fed came out today saying they will, in fact, taper down the QE, the stimulus buying program, and they're doing so by $10 billion a month, but it's not going to start until January. Because of that news, the markets go boom. The S&P up 1.67%, the Dow up 1.85%, the Nasdaq up 1.15%, the Russell's up 1.33%. The Dow up 293 big ones for the day. The bank's up 1.5%. VIX down a staggering 14.74%. Fear bleeding out of the markets. Gold off by 0.9%. Silver off by 0.26%. Crude oil up by almost 0.5%, with the U.S. dollar up 0.42%. Transportation index up more than 1%. Utilities index up more than 1%. Let's take a look here at the technicals on the S&P 500. Today we made this low. We went lower, 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 lower. Found support at the rising 50-day moving average, but more importantly, this lower trend line that we have drawn from this swing low to this swing low. Found perfect support there, rallied back higher to about a break-even point, and then the news came out on the Fed, and then it quickly bounced up to this upper trend line. This trend line is a ghost trend line, meaning that there's only 1 point. You need 2 points to draw any one line. We only have 1 point with this swing high. This is a parallel line from the lower one that does have 2 points. That lower one was drawn. We doubled that, put it to this upper one, and that would act as natural area of resistance. So we went higher. Guess what? We touched that line intraday, coming right back down, giving us a spinning top type candlestick. And then as the news started to get digested by the markets, it became more bullish in sentiment. So we went past this ghost trend line, busted to that, this minor trend line, this gold one, busted to that, and then a main trend line, busted to that, and then a high with the last two swings that we have here coming across. We closed above that. The S&P closed at 1810 and some change. That is a ginormous run today. Huge move in the markets. Now, if you look here, last time we came up to these highs, and here we retreated from those areas. We're at those same areas now. Question is, will we find sellers at this new high? I'm doubting that we'll get much of that. Maybe tomorrow will be a digestion day. However, any bears out there might be buying to cover, with the bulls coming in to buy up opportunities for upside gains and possible new elevations and record-breaking levels at that. So all looks well. The Nasdaq doesn't look as bullish. We did break down below, finding support, the rising 20-day moving average. We did go lower, lower, lower. We come rallying back, closing near the day's high, but we're still below a main trend line area. So we have a couple areas of big-time resistance, and I would mark down 4077. 4077 is going to be a big area of resistance on the Nasdaq, so be careful of that. The VIX here, big drop internal. The market internals here just went really bullish on that news, and the VIX drops. So that's very bullish for the markets when that does drop. Gold did drop here. Silver drop here, but not by much. I think that there's a good opportunity for gold and silver to actually go bullish here fairly soon due to the news that we received from the Fed today. Apple unfortunately lost 0.76%, but we really come off of these big lows, and it busted down to a lot of support levels. Now we come back up on the rising 20-day with a huge hammer. Look for upside potential on Apple. We have a great opportunity here. Major volume flowing in and buying that up. Apple is certainly a buy right now. Facebook up 1.3%. It just will not die. It just keeps going higher, higher, higher. But look for downside potential. Too late to buy Facebook right now. Google is up 1.4%. I said look for upside potential, and sure enough, we're getting that. LinkedIn down 3.65%. I said look for buying opportunities, but this was a major gap down with big volume, but they were buying it off of the rising 200-day moving average. So there is a gap here. So I would say look for upside potential. Microsoft was up a fraction. The problem with Microsoft here is we have a great pullback with a great hammer on increased volume. The problem is it's at a resistance point. It needs to be on the other side of this trend line. Not good. And Twitter is down 1.7%. Nice little pullback though. With the rising moving averages, look for a buy opportunity here. So there you have it. Now, a lot of you guys have been watching us for a few months. Others have been watching us for a few years. Some of you know me as D7. That goes way back. Anyway, every successful full-time professional trader has one thread in common, and that's every one of them has a trading mentor. I'll leave you with that.